I've always been a bit of a tech enthusiast, so when I decided to splurge on a high-end sleep monitoring system, it felt like a small luxury. It promised to track my sleep patterns and help me improve my rest. Little did I know that this purchase would lead me down a dark and terrifying path. The first few nights were uneventful. I'd slip into my cozy bed, press the sleek silver button on the monitoring device, and drift off to sleep. It recorded my breathing, heart rate, and even the faintest sounds in the room. It was supposed to provide insights into my sleep quality. But on the fourth night, something changed. I awoke groggy, as if I hadn't slept at all. My initial thought was that the system had malfunctioned, and then I remembered the playback feature. It allowed me to listen to the recordings of my sleep. Maybe there was some clue in there. I connected my phone to the device and scrolled through the recordings. As I listened to the first few nights, it was just the usual nighttime sounds. My soft breathing, occasional sighs, and the distant hum of the city. But on that fateful fourth night, there was something else. At first, it was faint, a barely audible whisper, like the rustling of leaves on a windy night. I'd strained to make out the words, but they were elusive, slipping through my grasp like smoke. I rewound the recording and played it again, and again. Each time I listened, the whisper grew louder, more distinct. It was as if someone was trying to communicate with me from the depths of my own bedroom, yet the words remained unintelligible. Panic bubbled up inside me as I realized that the voice seemed to be coming from right beside my bed. I turned up the volume to the maximum level, my heart pounding in my chest. The voice became a cacophony of eerie, disjointed phrases, a chilling chorus of fragmented sentences. I couldn't make sense of it, and it sent shivers down my spine. Desperation led me to spend hours trying to decipher those haunting utterances. It was as if an invisible presence had invaded my sleep, insistent on sharing a message that eluded my comprehension. Sleep became a terrifying prospect, as I feared what I might hear next, and whether I could ever escape the chilling grasp of that unsettling voice. As the days turned into restless nights, the haunting voice in my sleep recordings continued to grow louder, its sinister presence increasingly undeniable. My once beloved sleep monitoring system had transformed into an instrument of torment, capturing the nightmarish whispers that plagued my every attempt at rest. I couldn't escape the obsession. I spent my waking hours analyzing the recordings, trying to decipher the cryptic messages that had taken over my life. The voice seemed to taunt me, like an elusive puzzle that defied solution. Its tone was alternately pleading and menacing, as if trapped between anguish and fury. My life began to unravel. Dark circles formed under my eyes, and my work performance suffered. Friends and family noticed my increasing exhaustion, but I couldn't bring myself to share the chilling truth with them. Who would believe that an unseen presence was tormenting me through my sleep? Desperation drove me to consult experts, psychologists, sleep specialists, even paranormal investigators. But no one could offer a satisfactory explanation. The more I delved into the mystery, the more I felt like I was spiraling into madness. One evening, while hunched over the playback, straining to understand the voice, I noticed a recurring phrase that sent chills down my spine. "They are coming." It was as if the voice was warning me of an impending doom, a malevolent force closing in on me from the shadows. I couldn't dismiss it any longer. The voice had become a nightmarish presence, a relentless tormentor that whispered of doom and despair. Sleep had become a realm of terror, and the waking world offered no refuge from the sinister echoes that haunted me. And then, one fateful night, the voice in the recording said something that sent shivers down my spine. "Tonight, you will see us." My heart raced as I realized that the threat had escalated, and that the darkness lurking in my bedroom was no longer confined to my dreams. I had no idea what awaited me that night, but I knew that I had to confront the chilling reality that had taken over my life. The dread of that impending night was almost unbearable. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the room was bathed in an inky darkness, I hesitated, torn between confronting the terror that had invaded my life and fleeing from it. But I couldn't run any longer. I needed answers, closure, and perhaps a way to end this nightmare. I took a deep breath, turned on the sleep monitoring system, and lay in bed, feigning sleep. The room was silent, save for the soft hum of the machine. Minutes stretched into hours, and the oppressive silence was punctuated only by the rhythmic sound of my breathing. Then, as the clock struck midnight, the room changed. Shadows seemed to deepen, coalescing into grotesque forms that danced at the edge of my vision. I felt a presence, a malevolent force that lingered just beyond the threshold of my awareness. And then it began, the whispering. The same voice from the recordings, but now it was all too real. It echoed through the room, chilling me to the bone. "Tonight, you will see us," it hissed, the words hanging in the air like a curse. I forced myself to open my eyes, to confront whatever awaited me. My room was bathed in an eerie, otherworldly light, revealing grotesque, shadowy figures that stood at the foot of my bed. They were indistinct, shifting forms that defied description, yet their malevolence was palpable. Fear gripped me, and I tried to move, to scream, but I was paralyzed. The room seemed to spin, and the figures drew closer, their whispered warnings growing louder, more sinister. "They are coming," they repeated, their voices a chorus of doom. As they closed in, I could feel their presence enveloping me, suffocating me. Panic surged through my veins, and I fought with every ounce of my being to break free from the paralyzing grip of terror. Then, just as I felt myself on the brink of madness, I managed to gasp. "Who are you? What do you want?" The figures hesitated, their menacing whispers faltering. And then, in a voice that sent shivers down my spine, one of them replied, "We are the Forgotten, the ones trapped between worlds. We seek release, and you hold the key." I didn't understand, but the figures began to retreat, their forms dissipating into the shadows. As they faded away, the room returned to normal, and I could move again. The sleep monitoring system continued to record, but the voice was gone, leaving me with a sense of foreboding and a chilling understanding that I had become entangled in something far beyond my comprehension. That night, I made a choice to unravel the mystery of the voice and the figures that haunted me, no matter the cost. Little did I know that my quest for answers would lead me down an even darker and more terrifying path, one that would challenge the very boundaries of reality and plunge me into a world of unspeakable horrors.